Hey everybody, welcome. Join me and say hello. Let me know what kind of experience you have with Amazon ads. Hey there, nice to see you. Crooked Nature in the house. Welcome, welcome. Tell me, how are you? What kind of experience do you have with Amazon ads? We're going to do a little Amazon ad work today. Okay. Just going to connect to my Learn to Self-Publish group. Just make sure people see me in there. Welcome. Ads aren't moving much yet, but just started with them. That's great. Well, we're maybe a little something here that you may just learn. We're going to get started soon. Just give it a couple more minutes. I have a new author who just released 2 books, not one, but 2, as a result of the last author work group. And so we are going to be doing Amazon ads for her for the first time. So we are going to start setting things up. And I thought, instead of just working through it with her one-on-one, why not go ahead and set it up where you guys could see what's going on and how I usually do this with my authors. Okay. So I'm going to go find Leslie's books and share. All right. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and share. Let's see, StreamYard. All right, so on Amazon, I'm here checking out Leslie Flanagan's book, Oscar's Rescue. It's an adorable story about a little boy who rescues this bird. And the bird is injured and it can't fly very well. And so he helps the bird, and it's just a really heartwarming, sweet story. So I'm also going to show you that Leslie actually has 2 books. Her second book, this is Washed Out to Sea, is an ocean adventure. And again, it's about friendship and getting help from others. And here, so Leslie has done a really good job of following some advice. She hit bestsellers with both of these, or I should say #1 new release with both of these. She's got her launch team working and has provided her with some great reviews. So now she's got the social proof needed to start moving forward with Amazon ads. So we are going to do this for the first time with Leslie. so now right now I'm in KDP, I'm in Leslie's account, and I'm going to go over to the marketing area, and I'm going to choose US Amazon.com, go to the ads console. And if I'm setting things up with a new author, this would be the typical things that I would do. I would start with a sponsored product. Usually my authors don't have 3 books. Sponsored brands are really great. You can see here, let me just zoom in a little. You can see here, these are the ones that go across the top of the page. Those are wonderful, but you need to have 3 books in order to do that. So Leslie's going to be working on her activity books so that we can start doing some more with her sponsored brands. But for now, we're going to do sponsored products. So I'm going to continue here. And I will try to keep an eye open for questions and things, but just feel free to post your questions and I'll check back and forth a little bit with you. Oh, she doesn't have payment plans set up. You need to actually go through the process of getting your billing set up in order for folks to be able to use and to create Amazon ads for you. So this is something that Leslie's going to have to take care of before I can do anything with her books. So I'm going to I don't want to make any changes to her payment settings. So let me just see quickly if Leslie is able to make that change for us. Let's stop sharing for a moment. Again, if you're just joining, tell me a little bit about Amazon ads, what you're doing so far with your Amazon ads, and maybe where you have struggled a little bit. All right, so one thing that I can do is I'm going to go into, see if I can get into Advantage and sign into a different account. Bear with me. Sorry about that, guys. I should have checked this beforehand. I thought everything was all set. Let's see. All right. I might just have to do my own ads. Let me put my code in here. Okay. So So I will go ahead and do it from my account here, just so that we can get things set up. All right, so back to my share. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, everyone. Just getting ready to share my screen and present. I see Nicole's here. Looks like we've got some others on YouTube as well watching. Welcome. I'm going to just step through how I start typically with Amazon ads. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so I am in my KDP. I went to my KDP first, and then over to my marketing tab. And then, so this is where I would come first and foremost for those that are brand new and getting ready to run their first ads. So the first thing I will do is just kind of walk you through an overview as we go through this. So sponsored products is where you're going to want to start your activities, and you're going to create your first ad. If you want to keep it simple, you can do just a standard ad. Custom text ad allows you to put a little bit of information there underneath your ad so that it tells people a little bit about what it is about. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just say I'm going to run ads on, let's see, we'll do puppy pickup day. Okay. This is my very first book. So I'm going to go ahead and click add. So here's, you have a list of your own books here. I'm going to click on add. So you see the product that you're advertising. And the very first kind of ad, it's the simplest ad to be able to use, is automatic. Your automatic ads are allow Amazon to kind of put your book in front of the type of people that they think the book will sell to. So at first, when you're launching a new book, it may help you get some ideas. If you've done a really good job with putting your activities, like, I mean, your keywords, you've got a good title, you've got it in the right categories, then Amazon knows all of that about your book, and it knows people that buy on Amazon. So it tries to match people that are purchasing with your book. So typically here it told me 34-cent default bid is what I should put for this book. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Negative exact is basically anything that I don't want my book to show up for. I'll give you an example. One of my authors has a little children's book series on a little witch is the main character. But what she did not want to show up is for people that are searching for a cult or anything like that. She did not want her little children's book to show up. So she put negative exact things here. You can also, as you're running your ad, if you find that there are certain terms or certain books that it doesn't convert well for, you can also put that as negative keywords. But for now, we're just going to start by setting up the first automatic ad. So here is the custom text that you're able to put together. So I'm going to just say a heartwarming story about a little labradoodle with a big heart. Okay. So we this has plenty of social proof with 294 reviews on this book. So I'm just going to leave this. Now, the bidding strategy that we have here is, and it defaults to up and down, which allows Amazon to play with your bid and move it up and down based on what they think. And here is it changes by a maximum of 100% when your ad may be more likely to convert for a sale. I have a hard time believing that Amazon knows if my ad's going to convert or not. And I don't like the idea of Amazon putting my book up and down. So I typically do down only or fixed bids. So I'm just going to do down only and just see how this works to get started. If you want to experiment and do like one automatic ad with Amazon doing a down only, and then maybe do another automatic ad with it going up and down just to see what the difference is, it can't hurt. You can do that with different books, or you can try it with the same book. I also recommend that you come up with a naming convention for yourself so that when you're looking at ads, you know what book and what ad you're looking for. So PPUD, Puppy Pickup Day, that's the name of my book. I'm going to say this is an auto ad. Then I'm also going to mention my bid price here. I'm going to say, so it's 49. I'm going to just put it at 52. All right, 52 cents. So when I name it, I'm going to say auto 52 cents, and it started on 6/19/23. My daily budget, I usually start at $20, but it's Amazon never never spends all of your money. So this is just showing Amazon that I'm serious, and I don't want to have the ad turn off and on, off and on, off and on. So I want to give it some daily spend that will allow it to move forward. So I'm just going to hit launch campaign. Okay, so now I have, it's just telling me that everything's all set with that automatic ad. So back to, when you click over here, you can go back to your campaign manager. So the first type of ad is an automatic ad, and you're going to see it appear here, and it'll show that it's active. You can see other things that are going on with your ad. Once you get some data in, this is kind of cool. You'll be able to show the report of exactly what's going on with your ads, how many sales, how much spend. I'm just going to go over some of these terms with you as well. ACOS, this is the advertising cost of sales. What that means is the cost, if you take the amount of sales that you've made and you take the amount of ad spend and as a fraction. So if you've spent $20 and you've made $40 in sales, then the ACOS would be 50%. So obviously the lower the ACOS, the better that your ads are doing. But I do want to say that fraction only tells a small part of the story, because the only things that it figures into the calculation is what it knows and what it shows here on the ad dashboard. And I will say that when you turn on Amazon ads and you start showing your ads, you are going to find that it does drive organic sales. And that's because you get indexed for new things. People start seeing your ads and they decide that they're curious. They decide to click on it. Maybe the one they click on isn't the one that is an ad. So organically, you get a sale there. Or for those of you who have KDP, Amazon, and you're also selling books on Ingram Spark, for example, a hardcover print on demand book, then your paperback ad may just drive a sale on Ingram Spark for your hardcover. And that won't show in this dashboard. So it's not 100%. It is just a part of the story. Okay. The ad spend. If you have any questions on these terms, just take a look and hover over the little I, and it will give you exactly what the term is. An impression is really where your book has an ability to be seen by somebody else. It appears on a page that somebody is looking at. Does it mean that they actually got their eyeballs on the book? No, because I may be looking at your book and I only get halfway through. Your ad may be at the very bottom of the page and I never got that far. So it still shows an impression, but I did not click on it. And so I didn't see it. So don't think because you got 1,000 impressions, that was 1,000 people that saw your book. That's not necessarily the case. So that's, again, you need to know what these things stand for. Now, impressions, I'm just going to go to Amazon for a second here. So if I search for children's picture books, okay. We go to children's picture books. I just want to make sure that StreamYard is actually sharing, because let me just do stop screen and share screen, entire screen. So just so that if I move from one thing to another, I don't lose you guys. All right. So I am over here and I'm searching for children's picture books. I want to show you some of the things. So this here is a brand ad, and you can see they have 3 different books. You can see the word sponsored is over here. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so you can see the word sponsored. And this is from the authors of What Should Danny Do? Okay, so you can see that's the type of ad that appears at the top. And as we scroll down here, you can see other sponsored ads. These are all, when it says sponsored, that means that the individual is paying Amazon. They've created Amazon ads that probably targeted children's picture books, the term children's picture books. Okay, so they are only, whoops, let me get rid of this. Okay, so right now I didn't click on any of these. So each one of these has an impression. Okay, this one has an impression, that one has an impression. So if I'm just going to click on one that's not sponsored. So if this was a sponsored ad, because I don't want to charge something to authors. But if I'm clicking on the wonky donkey and that was a sponsored ad, that click that I made is what the author would be paying for. They don't get paid for when their ad just gets shown on the page. They only pay on Amazon ads when somebody clicks on it. Now, if somebody clicks on your ad and then looks here and sees, gee, this wasn't exactly what I was thinking. I thought this was, for a toddler, whatever. So if they decide that they don't want to convert, then you're not going to see any sales from that ad. If I decide after clicking on this ad to purchase and I add it to my cart, then the sales that come in will actually now show as I spent 52 cents for the click, and my sales were $5.28 or whatever, $7.99, whatever this is for the price of the book. It would show the sales and the ACOS that goes with it. Okay, so with this particular book and the way that things show down here, there's also usual products related to this item. So on the detail page, you can see sponsored ads here. You can also usually have like a people that buy this book also bought something else, and those ads can also end up on this, or not ads, those that can also end up here. Videos for the listing are a really cool way to get some extra love for your book, right? When people see videos, they get more engaged. But this is not part of the advertisement. This is just people who are reviewing the book uploading videos, because they love the book. Okay, so you want to be able to understand how these things, and this has 80,000 ratings, it's just crazy, how these things factor into what you're showing here. So right now we have only an automatic ad. There's two other types of ads that I usually do create. So I'm going to create a campaign here, and I'll show you an additional one that I think everybody that has a new book should create 3 types of ads. This next one I'm going to do, it is still in sponsored ads. We're going to leave it with the custom text. I'm going to go and grab the same book. Okay. Whoops, that's the Spanish edition. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. So now instead of automatic targeting, we're going to do manual targeting. And when you choose manual targeting, you have 2 choices: keyword targeting or product targeting. So I'm going to go ahead and do product first. We'll talk about keywords a little bit later. So when you select product targeting, you can choose between a couple things, and you can mix and match these. Individual products that you want to be able to target, or categories. So here, and you can see that Amazon suggests some categories for me. So I can click to add. One of the things I would always say is make sure that you know what bid that's coming. So click this first. So it's suggesting that I look at children's frog and toad books and add my book to that. Add this non-religious holiday and house and home books. So I'm just going to add those 3 categories. Now, maybe I want to do something in dog books. So if I want to come in and search for children's dog books. Yeah. So here's the category for children's dog books. I'm going to go ahead and add that. So all of these categories, what does this mean when you target a category? That means that any book in this category that somebody happens to be seeing, I'm saying if anybody is looking at a dog book or a frog and toad book or whatever, or a non-religious holiday book, then show my ad, right? So I want Amazon to show my ad when people are, and it doesn't matter what book it is in that category. I just think, hey, this is a highly relevant category for me. If people love dog books, they'll love my book. Let's just show it in that category. So that's one way of targeting here. The other one is to look for individual products. And I like to say exact versus expanded. If I'm targeting a specific product, I don't want Amazon to say, oh, we'll target that book and a bunch of others like it. I want that exact book, right? So here are some things here. These are other Labradoodle books that I can add. I can push over if somebody's looking at these, maybe show my book on there. Maybe I also want to search for Clifford, the Big Red Dog. So maybe I want to target this book too. So if somebody's looking at the Clifford, the Big Red Dog book, maybe I want my book to potentially be shown on that page. So you get to decide which pages and how would you do that. I would be looking on Amazon for competitors, and you should have done a lot of research already when you're preparing your book, but understand your competitors and go through this process of identifying those that are performing really well. And especially if there's a lot of ad dollars or a lot of searches that are coming in without too much competition, that can really help you to gain some traction here and be able to, let me close out of these extra. Yeah, be able to target. So here's just for the sake of time, a heartwarming dog tale. All right, so I just add a little bit of custom text here. Now, if again, I didn't have to add custom text, I could have just chose a standard ad, but I like the ability to have something showing up down here. So I have the social proof. I have something that gives them a little bit of a idea of what the book is about. And then I'm going with fixed bids. I don't want them playing with my bid. So I'm just doing regular up and down. Regular fixed bids. And then I'm doing puppy pickup day, product ad for product and category ad. So I'll put that there. And then whatever my bid is and the date. So that gives me a little sense of what this is. And I'm just putting the $20 a day budget in here. So I'm going to launch this campaign. And then the third one, I'm going to go ahead and create pretty quickly here so that you have a sense as to what I'm doing. If you have done your research with your keywords and things like that, then you have a sense for the types of things that people are searching for with regard to your type of book. So we're going to go back in here and I'm creating, this time I'm going to do a manual keyword ad. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so manual, and this time I'm going to leave it on keyword. And I have the option of looking at all of the different things that Amazon suggests based on what it knows about my book. It might suggest different things. I'm not a big fan of Amazon suggestions. I tend to do my own keyword research, but it's certainly good to check things out. Kids book, for example, is way too competitive, and I'm not gonna be shown there without paying a lot of money for it. I'm going to come in here and go to custom bid, and I'm going to do 52 cents like I did before. There's these different things here when it comes to a keyword ad. Do you want it shown broadly? Do you want the phrase or the exact? So I'm going to say broad is no. I don't want to have my specific keywords end up being scooped really broadly and bringing a bunch of things in that I don't feel are really relevant for my book. So I don't usually go with broad. I much prefer doing a really good job on my keywords and then move forward with phrase and exact. So what I try to do is we'll do children's picture books for kids ages 4 to 8. So that this is what we call a long tail keyword phrase. These are the types of phrases that will be less competitive than certainly children's books, for example. And you can use phrase and exact here. So that means if somebody types this in, and maybe they have children's picture books for kids ages 4 to 8, paperback, then this is still, that phrase is still in this. So it will come up for that search term. Exact means only if this exact term is targeted or is entered will my book come up in as an ad on that search term. Okay, so you have the ability to add these, and I'm going to go in here and do let's see, children's books for kids or girls age 4. As you can see, there's a lot of things you can do. And of course, I would have keywords already researched and pasted in, which you can just go in here and paste in, or you can upload the file. So let's just dog books for kids. So if you type in something that Amazon has sees a lot, then you'll see that they come up with some suggestions for you. And you can use this to try to come up with other long tail keyword phrases. So once you've got this in place and you've got all of your keywords there, you're just going to click to add the keywords. And over here, any negative targeting, I don't really have anything negative to put in. Will this little pup find a family this is another thing to think about too when you're doing creative text, is maybe one message that you have is going to resonate better than another. So you could use various different types of text in different ads just to see which one, or whether or not a certain message gets more clicks or not. So that's a good way of being able to hone in on your marketing message. So again, puppy pickup day. This time I'm doing a manual keyword ad, 52 cents, June 19th, and a budget of $20. So now I've got 3 different campaigns all pulled together. So one of the other things that I highly recommend is that when you get back to, you've got your 3 ads, that you find a way of putting everything into a portfolio. So on this side over here, you see the word portfolio. So I'm going to create a portfolio for my puppy pickup day. And this is just a collection of ads that so I'm just hitting add campaigns, filter by active status. Let's see. Enabled. So I'll just look for the enabled ads. Okay, so I've got this one, this one, this one. I've got my 3 ads. I'm adding these campaigns to the portfolio. And so now this portfolio, I have the ability to come up here in the top right and hit modify portfolio, and I can put a budget cap on it. So I'm going to do a recurring monthly of a couple $100 a month. And I don't need to put an end date on it. If you're doing something for Christmas and you want to up your monthly budget around Christmas time, you can do that. For me, I just want to make sure I'm not spending any more than a couple $100 a month on these few ads. And so that can change based on your budget and your allowance and what you're trying to do. If it's Christmas time, I'm probably spending a lot more, or if there's a new book launch, I might be putting a lot more money into that. So you might have multiple portfolios. So I'm going to stop sharing here and see if there's any questions. Okay. Any questions on ads? Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome. Nicole. How to start research would be another good idea for this. Yeah, I probably could do that next week if you guys want me to show how I do the research on keywords and those types of things that I pulled together. I'm happy to do that as well. Okay. Nothing here for questions so far. So let me just check real quick on YouTube and see if anybody's got things there. Questions. Pat says, do you need to have reviews on a new book before you can run an ad, or do you just run an ad after launch? Pat, that's a great question. My recommendation, and this also came when I was working with Books Go Social, they recommended that you have at least 5 reviews. I would say probably 10 or more is what I like to see, so that you have some social proof. And if you're using your launch teams, if you're creating launch teams and you're engaging with them and they're downloading your books and they're providing reviews, then you shouldn't have any problem getting to the 10 reviews. So once you're there, then you can absolutely start working on putting together your Amazon ads. So again, automatic ad, do a keyword ad, and do a category / product ad. So find some categories that are highly applicable to your books. You're going to want to have a good list of keywords that you're going to want to get for your ads, and also just the automatic ads. So next week when we come back together, I will do a little bit of a demo on how I find the keywords and do the research that's required to kind of come in and put these ads together. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I am going to be moving over to an 8 o'clock session, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's just at the top of the hour here. I've got a session coming up with Gail Showalter, and the topic is from idea to published page, an interview. So we're going to talk to Gail about her new book and about her writing process and how she works to get those ideas out on paper, and some great tips and tricks. So if you are here and you would like to jump over to Zoom, I'm going to go ahead and post the link to the Zoom session. Come on over and join me on Zoom, and I'll pick up on that topic at 8 o'clock. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.